Great stuff. Great stuff. What do you think is the biggest obstacle when engaging with Black Hebrew Israelites? You talked earlier about the two different things. You have the emotional and the other stuff. I just totally blanked on the second thing.
It's okay, man.
Dang it. Why did I do that? Oh my gosh. I know it. It's not coming off my head right now. But like, what do you think the biggest obstacle is to reaching a Black Hebrew Israelite with the gospel?
Pride, I think that's the biggest thing. Is pride, and the individuals are deceived, right? We don't think of, we sometimes look at deception as, oh, they just want to be that way. Oh, they just want to be outright and just kind of just curse people out and they want to mistreat people. That's not necessarily the case. Deception is when you believe that it's true and it's not. You see what I'm saying? That's deception. And so that's one thing that's holding people back from kind of engaging. So number one, again, prayer. Ask the Lord to guide you in your conversation. Another thing that's keeping individuals in that is the fact that, again, they've suffered some kind of trauma in their life, in the same way that I suffered a kind of trauma. And it was a process. It wasn't like one day I was like, okay, I'm wrong. That's never going to happen usually. But if it does, it's a miracle and it's a work of God. But in a sense, you have to think about the individual actually learning, right? It's a process. So for example, if I tell a person, well, they're in the wrong religion, what I'm telling them in reality is that everything that you believe to be true about God is a lie. And the community that you're a part of is lying to you. And you have to change everything about how you worship God. That's not an easy process.
Yeah.
You know, you're asking a lot from them. You're asking people to give up their families because of the gospel, and they have to understand it. So that's what's keeping people in there, is that they're part of this community that shows them love, care, depending on the group. Some people mistreat them, but they kind of translate it as love because they've been deceived. And so my thing is, understand that there's trauma, there's a history, there are things that they've gone through, and they have a sense of community, and you're trying to take that from them. That's how they're viewing it. You're in their eyes, you are the devil trying to take away God from them. So you have to think like, okay, I have to just use the word of God. I can't use other things because they're going to misinterpret it and take it as, oh, this is just deception, and they'll dismiss you. So again, trauma, community, and ignorance are some of the things that hold people back from leaving the Hebrew Israelite cult. But it is also, that is also on the side of the Christian as well, because if we're ignorant of people's involvement, if we're ignorant of some of their beliefs, if we're ignorant of the trauma, then we can do probably just as much damage to them as we don't want to do, really. You know what I mean?
Yeah.